Welcome to Santo's house.
I pushed it that much further once Jackass came out.
I gotta say though, it's a miracle that you're fucking like walking around.
If I can recall correctly, pelvis shattered, broken foot, broken, all these bones, fucking nerve damage, broke this shit, broken ribs, broken neck, broken back, and got burned too. And millions of dollars.
That's negligible compared to the actual medical bill.
I got my pouch. I'm about to put it away. Can I deal with garbage?
Yeah.
Or I'll just put it here for now.
Yeah.
If he fights like he did at Jake Paul, I might be able to take him. I would definitely put up a better fight than the Adam 22 guy, though. I don't know, maybe.
I don't see how he could possibly knock you out.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he still could, especially if I just give him my face. A second after takeoff, I was like, yeah, I'm going like way too fucking.
Would you still try to like make the stunt like a stunt?
What do you mean? What do you mean? What kind of question is that? I mean, once I'm in the air, I'm just like holding on for him. I'm just kind of like, all right. Balls were completely flat and purple. My dick was so tiny, and then you just saw this like rod like come out of it, like a yellow like. Yeah. So when they took it out, 3 weeks later, in the head of the penis, I was alone in my hospital bed, and I had my cell phone with me, and I jerked off to see if it still worked, and not even to like feel good either. The intention of jerking it was not to like just rub one out and make it feel good. I think I went to worldsex.com or something, and then I just like I ended up sleeping a lot better that night. But yeah, no, it works fine now, and it's like good.
Oh, the bank robbery.
Yeah, we can't talk about that. You can ask me anything, just not about the bank robbery.
Okay.
Anything else, I'm open to talk about.
Right. Can I ask you, and then you could say that you can't talk about it?
That's a good question.
Yeah, I could.
What's up, guys? My name's Crazy Mike.
Of his Daredevil Stunts, Dangerous Stunts.
Dangerous Stunt.
Mike Gaboff, he's a stunt performer and co-owner of
Replay Crazy. Decision almost cost his life.
I love doing extreme stunts.
Do you still do stunts?
Yeah, I do, but nothing like as I consider like a banger stunt something where I really go out and risk myself and could possibly get hurt. I used to do like one banger stunt in a month. Now I maybe do one banger stunt in a year.
Just for the sole reason you don't want to get hurt?
I don't want to get hurt because when I do get hurt, it takes a lot like more toll on my body now because I'm almost 40. I like to still do stunts. Obviously, like ride my bike and jump all the time. I like to do things that I know I'm going to like be able to get out of it without getting seriously hurt. So my banger stunts, I do a lot less. I'll still throw down though. If I see like a good, setup.
What's that place that you go to where you film a lot of your content at on Instagram now?
The flow spot?
Yeah. No. Is that like pit that you go to?
Pit.
I see the video where like this guy's fucking backflipping off onto like a trampoline of spikes and shit.
Backflip onto spikes. Oh, in Virginia, like wrestling?
Oh yeah.
You're like the host of it.
And I got my pouch. I'm about to put it away. Can I deal with garbage?
Yeah.
Or I'll just put it here for now.
Yeah.
Yeah, the garbage is occupied.
I was gonna say. I don't want to mess up your tripod to throw on
like
pouch.
spitting fire.
Okay,
Like
so
this shit.
So that was at a place in Connecticut, some guy's backyard, and that was at Gathering the Juggalos. So it's not one place. I mean, they're
Okay.
So gathering.
Look at this.
That's Gathering the Juggalos. We brought that trampoline out there.
There's a lot of people there.
Yeah, it was a pretty big event.
What's on the trampoline? What's on the?
That's barbed wire. That's full barbed wire.
Dude.
Yeah,
But it seems like this is how you get a lot of your content now. You do like these like sort of event type.
Yeah, and that's not even me. I just like posted that guy because he's a friend of mine. But like, I wouldn't do that stunt.
That's like you're gonna get hurt 100.
Yeah, I don't really like self mutilation style. I've never really been a fan of like, oh, I'm gonna take sharp stuff and just You know, I'm not like that. I'd rather just like be on fire properly, jump through a building and crash through tables and like.
But the goal is not to get hurt. The
For
goal
me,
is to
yeah.
complete the stunt.
Well, yeah.
Like, there's a high probability in a lot of shit that you do that you're gonna get hurt.
Well, the goal is to make the stunt look crazy and epic without getting hurt. So sometimes it involves a crash, but like there's also a certain way to crash if you do it properly. So I like to crash, make it look good, and still not get hurt. That's like my goal.
Did you always have that outlook? Or when you were younger, did you just not give a fuck?
Every now and then I would just get kicked in the nuts for fun, you know, but not, you know, and that hurts. Most of the time I've always had that outlook of like not wanting to get hurt.
So you went on Dr. Phil.
Mm-hmm.
They compared you to a kid that was basically doing that.
Yeah.
And I feel like you got him, Dr. Phil.
Phil?
Yeah.
Well, that was also a while ago, but what happened was on shows like that, they didn't really tell me what I was going on there for. I mean, I knew it was stunts, but like they obviously surprised me with a kid who got like seriously burned, 3rd-degree burns all over his body, and he was like a little kid. He was like 12 years old. As they're talking to me about doing stunts, you know, and not getting hurt, they bring in someone who's like been like severely fucked up. It was kind of like the shock value, trying to make me seem like, hey, if you keep doing this and kids are like trying to look up to you, like this is what's gonna happen.
Looking back, do you agree with that or no?
With what Dr. Phil did?
Yeah.
For TV purposes, sure, it's great because you're playing like a neutral position. You don't want to just like publicize some guy who just does crazy stunts and like, oh, there's no sacrifices for it.
Right.
So you always want that extra, bring the parents in that are gonna try to like talk sense into you, bring the kids who got hurt.
How staged is that, Dr. Phil thing?
It's fucking super staged on their end.
So I guess you didn't know.
I didn't know nothing really. I just knew I was going to be on a Dr. Phil show, and they were bringing out my mom with it too. And yeah, as far as like what they were going to say or what they were going to do, I didn't know that.
Did that do anything for you, like your career professionally?
No, I mean it was just like some people noticed me from there or whatever, like discovered me from there. As like all the shows I've done, like any like big like televised show, I would always get like a number of extra fans or people to like follow Crazy Mike and buy DVDs and stuff like that.
You got a fan base that sort of follows you, like it's airtight.
Yeah, well, yeah, I would say like not so much anymore. I don't post near as much anymore, but like back then I was so hungry to just do whatever I could. I was like you, like I was just like, yeah, I'll take any gig I want. I mean, I've done some weird gigs too, whether it's paid or not sometimes too. I didn't even care really about the money so much. I was just more cared about the exposure because I knew that exposure would lead to money in the long run, because the more you do, the more you're out there, the more people that see you, and then the more people that follow your websites and social medias. And well, back then it wasn't even social media. Actually, MySpace. We had MySpace when I was doing.
Yeah, you started early,
crazy.
And it was real like viewership, I feel like. As compared to today.
Yeah, it's much different. Yeah, like today it's like, the attention span is so short. People have to like constantly make content and deliver to even stay relevant. But back then it was like we would film all year round, like the whole year.
Tell me how it all started. Like just the whole story, just from the beginning, like how they call you Crazy Mike.
So
Hollywood.
Yeah, I got in. I was a big fan of wrestling when I was like 12 or 13. WWF, it was still called back then.
Did you know that?
I didn't know that either.
I had no idea.
Wrestling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They went back a letter?
Huh?
They went back a letter from FD?
No, it used to be WWE. And then
now it's WWE?
No. Now it's WWE. It used to be WWF. WWF is like World Wildlife Foundation. It's like a company that
so they got like copyrighted.
They got sued. Vince McMahon got sued, so he changed it to WWE. But like, I was a big fan when WWF was still like, I would like religiously watch that shit. And Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels was a big inspiration. Jeff Hardy. I particularly like when they like jumped off roofs onto tables through, like the stunt aspect of wrestling was what I really liked watching. So obviously we did it in the backyards of fucking these houses around here, dude. Like, me and my friends like had our own backyard wrestling league. That's kind of how it started with like filming crazy shit.
Yeah.
Then it started evolving into like.
Where'd you first start posting?
Were
you even posting it, or were you just filming it to film it? Because I guess YouTube was like the only platform at the time.
Nah, YouTube wasn't even around, bro. Yeah.
Because you were so early, like you could have pioneered it.
It's not that I was so early, I'm just so old right now. Like, it's not that I was, like, started when I was, like, 8. I started, like, really posting a lot, I would say, like, beginning of high school.
You were on top of it, though, like right at the beginning of the social media stages.
Yeah, well, when MySpace came out, I saw, like, bands, like, doing, like, pretty big, and then I saw, like, a couple, like, stunt, you know, motorcycle stunt crews, you know, Krusty Demon, like, all these people had MySpace pages. I was like, oh, dude, like, MySpace, you can kind of, like, brand yourself on MySpace. So MySpace was, like, the first time I really started, like, posting a lot of the clips and content. You didn't even have a page, I'm sure.
I had I feel like my brother had an account.
Older brother, probably, yeah. You guys were too young for it. But it was the first introduction to social media, and it was huge. It's like Instagram today. Everyone had a MySpace. And it was cool because there was not, like nowadays it's like Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, you know, Twitch.
You have to be on everything, yeah.
Now it's like, there's so much, it's like almost overwhelming, but like back then it was like, just MySpace.
That was like your personality. It was like your Instagram homepage was MySpace then.
Yeah.
It was like your favorite song and your favorite color and who you are and what you offer to the world in one place was MySpace.
Yeah. Including broadcasting your top 8 people.
Right.
So like, you know, you in our We Play Crazy MySpace, we had like 8 people that were in our crew, like that did stunts all the time. Like we all had personal pages.
So where was Jackass at this time? Was that like an inspiration?
Jackass. I was doing my stuff like before Jackass. But what Jackass did for me, they inspired me to just take it that much further and realize like, holy shit, you know, these guys are like, you know, making millions of dollars from this fucking same shit I'm doing. I pushed it that much further once Jackass came out. Yeah.
So then, when you were selling the We Play Crazy CDs, right? So you started making it into CDs?
DVDs.
Or DVDs.
Do you know what a DVD is?
Yeah. Yeah, no,
do you know what a VHS is?
CD, isn't it the same thing, right?
No, it's not.
DVD?
Yeah, I got it. Do you know what a VHS tape is?
Yeah.
Wait, so floppy disk.
That have you considered?
I don't even know the floppy disk.
Have you considered like, you know, making them streaming, like where you could fucking download the video? Like, did you miss the wave a little bit?
Well, no. So we had a distribution deal. Like my DVD deal was better than anything I've really done, actually, as far as like putting stuff out there. Like when
they did well.
My DVDs did well. Yeah.
So what'd you have the deal for? Like, what was the content you were providing?
It was Jackass / X Games / Girls Gone Wild / some wrestling, just like crazy stuff. So it was like a mixture of everything. I mean, we had all like extreme sport athletes, partying, you know, this like lifestyle that we lived. We would just film everything. And nobody was really even filming back then because nobody had cameras. Like it was just, you had to like buy an actual camera.
It was like a production.
Yeah, like nowadays, if we walk into any event with a camera, it's just like we're one of fucking 300 people with a camera. Before it was just like every time we go to an event, it's like we were the only people filming, which means like everyone like
people
fucking showed off
though, right?
to us. Like Kodak Courage, it's called. So when you're at an event and you know or a party and like someone sees a camera, they have like this Kodak Courage comes out of them, and all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, I'll do a backflip off that." So that happened a lot, and we were able to generate a lot of content from just people having Kodak Courage around us.
Where along the lines did you like move out to Hollywood and like start taking it like crazy? Because I guess like the DVDs are legit. Were you in Hollywood at this point? Or?
Yeah, the DVDs were legit, but what happened was like YouTube came out right around that time, so the market crashed.
Like right away.
Yeah, I had 2 titles that got distribution deals, but by the time we were ready for our 3rd one, they didn't want to buy it again, just because like they just like nobody was buying DVDs. I just released it independently on my own. I didn't make as much money, but the Hollywood, I moved out to LA. Well, I was first there when I was like 18, 19. My mom.
What year is this? Early 2000s, right?
Yeah, I would say, yeah, I think I graduated from high school like 2006 or something. I pretty much moved to LA that year, or like a year later. Yeah, like pretty soon after, like, I already knew that, you know, I had to like do bigger things and like be around, I needed to like submerge myself in the industry if I wanted to like really get what I wanted from the entertainment. So yeah, I moved out there, pretty much like lived there till my Ghost Rider crash, which...
So now, you said you had distribution deals. Were you like sponsored at all? Like working with like, was anyone else involved in like your Hollywood movie?
I did get some sponsors along the way. I would say like the largest one we got was Echo. I don't know if you ever heard of that clothing company.
Yeah.
Like Echo Unlimited?
Yes.
The shoes,
Echo shoes, hats, shirts. I mean, they had like a bunch of shit. So The reason why they jumped onto us is because they discovered us through MySpace, and there used to be stores. I don't know if they still have them, but there used to be like actual stores. Like there was one in the outlet.
There's one in the outlets right there.
Still?
Yeah. I don't know if it's still there. I don't know.
Oh, the
it
Echo
was there
yeah.
though.
Echo had stores all over the country, and in the stores they had a TV screen where they would play like footage. Kind of like Bubba Coo Burritos. They always have like fucking Fell Army play clips. I don't know if you've ever been there, but
yeah.
Echo wanted like original stuff. So I would make videos. Echo would send us like a bunch of gear to wear in our videos. Boxes and boxes of like brand new gear. So we would like rock them. And a lot of in the Hella Crazy DVDs, you would see us wearing Echo just because of that reason.
Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
So this was like at the peak?
It was at my peak just because I got cut short obviously after the injury, but yeah, Ghost Rider happened in 2012, so April 21st, 2012. So after, you know, obviously I crashed. I don't know with your edits if you want to like play the clip, insert the clip.
Yeah. I'm gonna right there. Yeah.
This is what happened. I almost died. So yeah, after that, I just, you know, obviously like I couldn't even like take care of my own self, like do like, you know, everyday shit, like going to the bathroom on my own. I couldn't walk or any of that. So.
Well, I want to ask you about it though. Like, so this is stuff for Ghost Rider. This was like, how much were they paying for this?
The job, it was a job that I got hired by a company called Break Media to promote the DVD release of Ghost Rider 2, Spirit of Vengeance. So right before their DVD came out, I was gonna be the guy to like promote it, and like Sony was gonna like blast it all over the place. So when I did the stunt, it was only, I believe I was $3,500 that I got paid for doing that stunt.
But it was supposed to be like a percentage, I guess, of.
No, it was supposed to just be $3,500 flat. Just come here, do the stunt. Of course, I did it. Well, they bought me a dirt bike, and they like paid for everything.
So they set up the production.
They set up the production, yeah, and I was the one who hired the location manager that like kind of fucked everything up. So it's kind of not their fault that everything went down the way it went down.
Basically, the bike was too big?
No, the lake was too small. The bike was perfect. I could do that I mean, I did it 10 years later. I did it in 2022.
Yeah, but they didn't know, like nobody knew how far you were going to go over the lake.
Well, they were trying to judge it and everything, but I was like, I wanted it to look big.
You wanted it to be good, so
I wanted it to be big, so I was like, all right, that I'm gonna call it a pond because it's not a lake. That pond was like so fucking short that I was like, all right, let's move the ramp back. Yeah, let's just move the ramp back.
Oh,
this
so
way.
you had second thoughts like right at the beginning?
Yeah, well, I was like kind of scared about it for sure.
So at what point did you know like you were fucked?
Like a second after the takeoff.
Oh my god, so right away.
A second after takeoff, I was like, I'm going like way too fucking.
Did you still try to like make the stunt like a stunt or no?
What do you mean?
Like,
what do you? What kind of question is that?
I'm asking you because
I mean, once I'm in the air, I'm just like holding on for him. I'm just kind of like, all right, well, this is gonna suck.
I'm asking you because didn't they use the video still?
They used the video, but they cut it right before I impacted the ground.
So then you obviously were in the hospital for a
long time. I don't recall. I mean, it was like I was in California hospital for like 2 months, and then I got transferred to the Jersey Shore Medical Center out here.
Did you try to sue them for the medical bills?
I did.
Or they sued you? Because I saw that somewhere.
No, I sued them. Today I like regret suing them because what I should have done was sue the guy who picked the location.
Yeah.
However, that guy didn't really have much.
So he was just not involved.
He just didn't have like the funds to cover it.
Yeah.
So my lawyers at the time were like, well, we're going after Sony and Break then. So at that point, I was just like, yeah, whatever, I don't care. Like I'm half dead anyway.
You lost the lawsuit?
I did. Well, I think they gave me the option to say if you appeal, you know, it's going to go to trial and you're probably not going to win, but if you just like stop now, we'll give you like $35,000 or something like that. I think it was like $35,000 that I got. So they gave me a check for $35,000, which covered no.
Yeah, but you broke what? Like literally 200 bones in your body, didn't you? Like
millions of dollars.
That's
in
negligible
bills.
Compared to the actual medical bills you probably got.
Yeah.
How many bones?
Yeah, I don't know the number, but it was a lot. Yeah.
Over 200?
I don't.
Only
in my life.
6.
Yeah. No I definitely didn't break over 200 bones. Like,
no, but like
dude,
you
I
might as well have though. Like
yeah.
I swear to God, I've seen that somewhere in the documentary. It's like I broke. That was like a fact. I've been saying that.
Nah, if I can recall correctly, pelvis shattered, broken foot, broken, all these bones, fucking nerve damage, broke this shit, broken ribs, broken neck, broken back, and got burned too. So that part really, that part really sucked.
I forgot about the fire.
That was the fire was the most painful.
I gotta say though, it's a miracle that you're fucking like walking around like perfectly fine.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's fucked up what happened, but I mean, it could have been worse.
Could have been way worse. Yeah, I'm like kind of surprised myself.
Yeah.
When I'm like still standing, going to the gym and stuff, and obviously I still do stunts after that. But I didn't think for a while when it first happened. I was like, yeah, I'm not really gonna be doing anything physical the rest of my life. But with time, it heals. Time and motivation and dedication to like keep moving. 3-4 months after, I would ride my bike up and down Brandywine soccer field. Just like that was my first physical movement. I would just like ride like a mountain, not jump, nothing like crazy, but like then one day I was like, Jesse was riding the I think it was like XR70 at the time, and I was like, yeah, like let me see if I could twist that throttle. So I sat on it and fucking figured out a way to twist it.
So you're fully recovered now?
Now, yeah, I mean, I still have like, some nerve damage and stuff, my hand and my arm, but, I would say like I'm fully recovered. I do have like metal obviously in me, so like if people tap me the wrong way here, it will like be very painful.
50 Cent says like your bones hurt when it rains, you get shot and shit. Does that happen to you?
Oh yeah, sometimes.
When it rains and shit?
Oh, when it rains? Yeah, or when it's cold. I the cold like really affects me. As far as like things are a lot more painful in the cold. At the beginning of 2025, I jumped off a roof and like broke like 7 ribs. And,
Jesus fucking Christ.
And I think it was because the ground was so frozen solid, cold and stiff. Like my body like stiffens up in the cold. Yeah, that was actually like the second worst injury of my life. The recent most that happened like a year and a half ago.
What
less
about
than a year.
The Jackson Outlet stunt?
The vending machine?
Yeah, the vending machine.
Yeah, no, that was just like not really that bad of an injury, I don't think.
They still play that on TV?
Yeah.
On like
I see it on TikTok.
Yeah.
Like still.
TikTok. Yeah, random people still repost it and stuff. Well, nowadays it's just out there so much that I wouldn't even know like who to like even like go after, but like I kind of say whoever wants it can take it because I've made a lot of money off that over time. Like I would just license it to people like non-exclusively, and shows would like keep buying it. Like I mean, still to this day, people would still like hit me up and license it to want to use it.
One last thing about like the hospital. So, because I don't know if you remember this.
Yeah.
The cops on.
The cop shoot.
I asked you because I was like, how long were you in the hospital? Right? And I was like, you had a catheter in the whole time?
Yeah, the catheter was for a while. I would say the catheter in was probably in like 3-4 weeks or something like that. During my
3 weeks
hotel.
straight in catheter.
It's crazy.
So,
I have a picture of it.
Wait. So what I'm saying is.
Yeah.
How painful was that?
I didn't know because I couldn't like bend over to see my dick. Like I had to like I was like in a hospital bed like this, but my girlfriend at the time took a picture of it. And when I saw this picture, I was like, whoa, like that. It looked like, all right, not only my balls were completely flat and purple, my dick was so tiny, and then you just saw this like rod like come out of it, like a yellow like tube.
You don't piss, right? It just
comes out.
So were you worried that like it still worked?
That was a big worry of mine. Yeah.
I didn't think about that. Yeah.
Yeah. So when they took it out, the 3 weeks later, it was painful. Them taking it out. It was like a really weird feeling. They just like it was almost like they were sticking a needle in the head of the penis. So when they took it out, I don't know if it was that night or the next night, but like I was alone in my hospital bed, and I had my cell phone with me, and I jerked off to see if it still worked, and not even
I feel like anyone would have done.
Yeah.
Anyone, dude, I would have done it like right when the doctors left, right?
Yeah, not even to like feel good either.
It was probably painful, right?
I forget the feeling, but it was. But my intention of jerking it was not to like just rub one out and like make it feel good. It was like actually to see like, yo, can this still function? And my right arm wouldn't work, so everything was on my left arm.
Lefty, yeah.
So I had to like, my position was like this in a hospital bed, and I like set up my phone. I think I went to worldsex.com or something, and then I just like, and then I just came on the sheets, And obviously I can't clean it, so I just left it. I ended up sleeping a lot better that night.
Yeah,
Not just because I rubbed one out, but also knowing the fact like my dick still works. Because that was a scary one. Yeah, that was like a scary one. But yeah, no, it works fine now, and it's like good.
Alright, good. That's good to hear. I'm happy for you.
Thanks, man. You had a kid and everything too. Yeah. 15 years later, I had a kid.
How is that? Everything? Family life's good?
Yeah. She's great, man. My kid's like doing stunts now. She's like, well, you know, nothing like, she's not like lighting herself on fire, but she's definitely like jumping off like high shit at the trampoline park and doing flips and stuff.
Just in the blood.
Yeah, she's only 4. Plus, she rides a bike now, like, great, too. Like, she caught on so quick. So I'm pretty sure she gets that from me.
Oh, the bank robbery.
Yeah, we can't talk about that. Not yet.
Nothing about it.
Yeah, nah.
Can you give any, like, clues?
Nah, not yet. You know, that's why I figured you guys were going to ask it. But ahead of time, I was just like, yeah, we're not going to talk about that right now.
Can we talk about the Christmas card?
What Christmas card?
The Christmas card.
You guys sent that out?
Yeah, you guys sent that out to everybody.
Oh, my little brother, Jesse.
Yeah.
He just did that because he's a jokester, yeah. I don't know what the Christmas card
It was all the mugshots. Like, yeah.
Happy holidays.
No, I didn't say anything. It was just the mugshot.
You sent it out to everybody?
Yeah, everyone, yeah.
That's so funny.
Where's it at now? Where's the whole situation?
Well, right now I'm in, this recovery program, kind of serving my time, but, that's it, like, really. And I've been, like, clean, sober, and keeping on track, like, keeping, like, being, like, a good guy in this society. Thanks. And, hoping this year, the end of this year, everything I could just like put it behind me, and then if you want to do a round 2 with me, then we could talk about it. But
okay, we'll definitely touch base again. Yeah,
like right now I've already like talked about it too much. Like I did a couple podcasts and stuff about it, and everybody always asks that question, so I always
well, it's an interesting story. Like I obviously know a little bit about it. So what are you gonna do with it? Like you said you were doing a documentary.
Yeah, eventually I'll tell a visual story on it.
Okay. Yeah. Trying to get a sneak peek, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, off camera I would obviously show you a sneak peek.
Nice.
But, just like what you guys are documenting, I don't want to talk about it anymore. I was told not to as well. Whatever you want to watch on it is like the news and stuff. Take it from them.
You jumped up over Mike Tyson on Google. If you Google Crazy Mike Tyson used to pop up.
Oh yeah.
And now you pop up. So they're pushing you, dude.
He could still beat my ass though.
I don't know, honestly, dude.
Well, nowadays.
I don't know.
If he fights like he did in that Jake Paul, I might be able to take him. If he fights like he did in that fight, I probably would take him. I think maybe, I don't know.
So you calling him out like officially?
Not like that.
You might see this, dude. You don't know.
Not like that, but just like I don't know. I just feel like he wasn't really. I don't know. Maybe.
I don't see how he could possibly knock you out. Fucking broke the amount of bones you broke, dude. How hard could he possibly hit you in the face to knock you out? Right?
I mean, I'm pretty sure he still could, especially if I just give him my face. Like, I don't think I would like square up with
probably
him
run
who's, like a
I
professional.
run away, turn around and jump out of the cage. It does me.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
I guess that's everything, man.
I would definitely put up a better fight than the Adam 22 guy, though.
The cuck.
I don't know if you saw that one.
Did he fight?
He fought Jason Love.
Jason Love's fucking dude. He's massive, bro. Come on.
Yeah, but it's like.
Why would you do that to yourself?
But it's like dude, at least throw a punch. Like, for not to throw a punch just seemed like, it's almost like, was he just trying to get the check, or is he just like not, is he just like that terrible of a fighter?
I feel like people like that, dude, I don't know how much of what they do is like fucking planned or not.
Listen, that guy, he brags about how his wife is out fucking people.
But I'm telling you,
I don't care.
I think
he was gonna lose the fight either way.
I think everything this guy does is so strategic. I don't know.
Adam 22?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like he looks kind of scary, dude, a little bit. Like at first glance, if you didn't know, like you know what I mean. This guy, he looks like a fucking.
Yeah, I'm a fan. I mean,
like,
I think what he's doing, he like,
smart.
I think he sets up like content and like stories to like get everyone to like talk about his life and interact. It's like the new thing on social media where people just like post something that's so fucking ridiculous. It's not called clickbait. It's not called rage bait. Or maybe it's called rage bait. It's where you want to get interactions.
Right.
You'll post like a false story or like some fucking completely false story,
yeah.
or like someone died. Like I just like read online that like someone put Matt Hardy died and you know rest in peace, and then like you're gonna have like all these internet people commenting he didn't die, that's BS, blah blah blah, and like they'll just exactly I think it's called interacting baiting.
But at the end of the day, I mean, you're still letting your wife get banged if you're Adam 22.
You know, whatever. Oh, we got some peanuts here.
Can't help but thinking